Moms can do social media too. So yesterday I was talking to one of my colleagues. She's also a psychiatrist and she's working at this telehealth practice right now, but she's thinking of swapping to another job. She was having issues at the telehealth practice where a lot of the patients they will no show. And because it's a lower socioeconomic status bracket, they work with a lot of Medicaid patients. The psychiatrist doesn't get any reimbursement from that. So she says there's a lot of times where her pay is less than expected because of all these no shows, and she'll have to sacrifice time and block out time because she has kids as well. So trying to work around like picking them up and cooking them dinner and stuff. So she'll work her schedule around that. And it's very frustrating to her when a lot of those patients don't show up. So she's talking to me about career advice, right? And I asked her, I was like, what is your dream? What would that look like? And she's like, my dream would be where I can take care of my kids, be there for them, spend time with them, do all the school obligation stuff for them, and practicing as a psychiatrist, but only for a little bit each day, where I see like a select group of cash patients. And I was like, yeah, that's literally what I do, minus the kids part, right? Not that I'm aware of, but I told her that's literally what I do. I see select amount of patients. I make really good income from that, and my patients are satisfied. So I get to practice psychiatry, and the rest of the time I get to have off to do whatever I want. And in your case, it's the kids. And so she was like, I don't think that I could do the marketing aspect of it or business. So that's why you were able to do that, but I don't think I can do that. And I told her that, okay, when you were in pregnancy and now, what kind of content do you watch? And she was like, I watch mom content. And I was like, exactly. When you were pregnant, I'm sure that you were looking up videos of other ladies who've been pregnant and they're them sharing their experiences. And then postpartum, I'm sure you watched all these motherhood videos about how to raise a kid, this and that. And I was like, those moms did it. They put up videos of themselves talking about this issue. Why couldn't you do the same thing? If you're wanting more freedom in your career, social media is literally the way to do that because you can do it from wherever and do it whenever. You were the new job that she's looking at, she was like, yeah, they're gonna have me come in 3 days in person, 2 days remote. So I'm not really looking forward to the in-person days. And I was like, exactly, like, how is that gonna work around your kids? And she was like, I don't know, I'll have to figure something out. Right. So basically she'd have to commute also as well to this new job, the one that's in the city. And I was listening to her and I was like, yeah, this is why you feel trapped, right? Like you psychiatry and you thought that when you graduated it was all going to be rainbows and sunshine and you're going to find a nice job anywhere that will be able to do whatever. That's the dream that's sold to us when we're in training. That you just get out, you become an attending, the world becomes your oyster and you can work wherever, choose whatever you want to do. And so she described that, okay, I don't think that this is the case. And I was like, yes, trust me, I can assure you that the attending job life is not all that it's cracked up to be. But yeah, then that really prompted me to make this video because I was like, okay, here's the dream that I see for you. The dream that I see for you is you picking some kind of niche that you're passionate about, whether it's women's mental health or peripartum or menopause, something like that, right? Like other people, for example, might pick LGBTQ health or teenage depression. For me, it's integrative psychiatry, combining supplements and medications and therapy and lifestyle changes, diet, sleep, detailed lab tests, hormonal testing like testosterone. Basically, like combining all of those things to provide an integrative solution to patients' problems. So that's my niche. And so for her, I was like, you've been through pregnancy, right? You have multiple kids. I'm sure that you relate to the struggles of postpartum women, for example, or peripartum women, like perinatal psychiatry, things like that, where you relate to them. And the fact that those patients now are going to bond with you even more than they would, like, for example, let's say for me, let's say I get into this peripartum niche and I start talking about women's psychiatry stuff. And I might have some people who are interested in that, sure, just based off of my knowledge, but I'm a young, single 32-year-old guy, right? That's probably not what people might relate to me for. I have a lot of moms who come to me because they're like, hey, can you help my son? because they know that I'll be able to connect with their usually teenage, young adult son, right? So that's the niche that I tend to draw in. And so for her, I told her, I was like, if you, let's say you just start making content about perinatal psychiatry, then there's going to be moms out there who will bond with you and they'll be like, okay, this lady, this psychiatrist gets me. And so that mom will sign up with you and pay twice your rate, twice the average rate, three times the average rate because of your brand and because of the service and individual personalized attention that she'll get from you as compared to anyone else like me, like including me, for example. And so I was like, that's literally how you can achieve your dream. You just make videos talking about that topic, and then pretty soon patients will want to find you and work for you. And voila, now you have your dream of just working a couple hours a day, making good psychiatrist money while getting to take care of your family instead of clocking into some shift, like commuting 45 minutes to get to some location, sitting there for 10-hour days, having to deal with the office drama and politics, and having to listen to all these other people tell you what to do and how to practice, having to show up a certain time, having to leave a certain time, having to schedule a babysitter for your kids, all to just make a little bit more money, right? And so as I've gotten more freedom, I've really started to hone in on the things that I care about and the things that I want in my life, which are like social time, my fitness time, my hobbies, like playing video games with my cousins. Like those are the things that I care about. And so I prioritize time for them. Right. And so that's what I was telling her. And I was this this is the way. This is the way. You want freedom, you want to have this life where you want to take care of your kids. Social media is the answer. Like I'm promising you. And it's literally, it's not even that hard. Something that she said to me was, you can do this because you have a big following and you have a business or you have this business acumen. And yeah, I'm a mom, I'm a career. I don't have the time to learn this stuff. And I get that. And this is what we call a limiting belief. And what I really wanted to do was break this belief for her. I was like, no, like it's really is not as hard as you make it seem. I spent a lot of time learning all this stuff, but so that's helped me understand what's important and what's useless. And I told her the important stuff is just you make content to a target audience based on wanting to help them, and then people will get to know you for that. And then you can sell whatever service you have, your psychiatry service. Like it's really that simple. The algorithms are so good nowadays that they will feed your content to the people who want it and who will resonate with it the most. So that's already taken care of. And literally, you can just sit there at home and make videos and boom, right? Like you're set. Like it's literally not hard and you get to live that dream that you wanted. And so, like right now, like literally, I'm on this channel posting, recording this video. It's a Saturday morning because I want to, because I feel like doctors have got to know this stuff. Otherwise, we get trapped in the system. Otherwise we have burnout. Otherwise, we feel like we're losing family time. And at the end, we're all going to die. And do we want to be on our deathbeds thinking that, hey, I'm really glad that I worked all those extra hours and commuted into work? Or do we want to be there, sit there and be glad that, hey, I spent the time that I wanted to with my kids and my family because I knew that was the most important thing to me. So, yeah, if you're interested in learning how to use social media to gain freedom in your doctor life, how to have your own income, best way to do that is I have a free community where I teach this stuff to doctors. So you can check that out in our bio. Otherwise, check out any of the other videos on the channel and I'll see you around.